Hi, my name is Juan Carlos Grajales, and for this narrative speech assignment, I will be speaking about my class companion, Tim Brown. And before I get into the story of what makes him unique, I would like to speak first about some of the things that he told me that I thought were pretty interesting, that also adds up to what makes him a unique person. And so, first and foremost, Tim is 19 years old, and he comes from a family that basically has two cultures. One is his mom is Korean, and his dad is from here, from the United States. He's white. And growing up, Tim felt that his life was kind of in the bridge, like kind of like a bridge between two worlds. He felt that he had, like growing up through school, um, he had classmates and friends that were Korean and trying to pull him to that side. But then he also felt that he had kind of another identity with people, friends that were white. And so he always found himself like in between those two. And I just thought that was really, really interesting. Another part is that his family is very, very musically oriented. Both his parents are professional musical performers, um, and he has one sister, and she's also pursuing that path. She is, I believe, a violin music major, and she definitely wants to perform that as a profession. And I just found that to be completely mind-boggling. Just like wow. Also, one more thing about that is that Tim, despite his family being so musically oriented, Tim, even though he grew up to learn to play piano and some other instruments, string instruments like cello, etc., he felt that that wasn't something that he wanted to pursue, something that something that he didn't want to be identified with, or he didn't want that to identify who he was. And so Tim, he decided to kind of branch out from being a uh, being a musician, and started to delve more into things like science and math. And growing up through high school, Tim, he was very much into a very hard, at least I would consider very hard classes, like in math and calculus, I believe. But then once he was taking those classes, he was thinking, reconsidering what he wanted to do, because originally he was thinking that since he loved science and math so much, he could be an engineer, and that's what he had thought as in a great portion of his life. But because of this newfound boredom per se, in these harder math classes, he decided to switch and pursue something that could help people more directly, which is in the area of health science. And he wants to be a physical therapist. And something about that is that he said that he can actually mesh the two worlds together. He wants to be able to help people, and he wants to also bring in together his love for science. And so that's one thing I found very interesting about Tim. And we repeated, he had one sister, and oh yeah, okay. Tim is still striving to find his identity, whether to confirm whether this is what is precisely what he wants to do. And given growing up, finding himself in between two different groups of people, finding himself in between two different career choices, still going through the identity. But I think that that is the path that actually makes him who he is as his own unique person. And I just think that's so interesting about Tim, and I definitely know he will find that career, that calling, that purpose for his life.